How can an undemocratic process give birth to a democratic process? We believe that the emergency rule in Rivers State is affecting not just me, but every Rivers State citizens. And I ask again, what is the rationale behind the conduct of the local government election in a state of emergency when the both parties or all parties that was actually saying to be aggrieved have reconciled their differences? The FCT minister have reconciled his differences with the suspended governor. The State House of Assembly have reconciled their differences with the suspended governor. So what happened that Mr. President Tinubu has refused to reinstate the suspended governor for the conduct of local government election? Besides, we're also asking a question. At this point in time, what is the reason why they want to appoint a non-indigent of Rivers State to conduct local government election in Rivers State? What is the brain behind it? Mr. President must also learn to understand the constitution and the rule of law, because we feel that the Rivers State resources will be abused. In what way Rivers State resources will be abused? After the conduct of this local government election, it is obvious that so many parties are preparing for litigation after the conduct of this election, making it look like Rivers State resources has been abused.
When Rivers State scheduled local government elections for August 30th, 2025, it sounded like a routine civic process. But behind that announcement lies one of the boldest political plays in Nigerian's democratic history, and possibly the final nail in the political coffin of Governor Siminalayi Fubara. This is not just about local government areas. It is not even about legality. This is about raw power, loyalty, betrayal, and a silent political war still raging in Nigerians' oil-rich South. This is the untold story of how a local government election under a sole administrator is shaking the foundation of Rivers State and that of Nigeria in general. And this could be the end of Fubara's political career even before 2027 begins. Let's go back to Aso Rock meeting. Rivers State was on fire. Governor Fubara had just survived a near impeachment by 27 lawmakers loyal to his predecessor and political godfather, Nyesom Wike, now the minister of the FCT. The house was divided, the state was in chaos, and Abuja had to step in. President Tinubu called both men in, and what followed was a peace agreement, or as some now call it, a political hostage. Sources say Fubara agreed to drop all investigations into Wike's financial dealings, reinstate defected lawmakers despite their switch from PDP to the APC, and as well hand over the structure of the local government to Nyesom Wike, and most shockingly, not contest for re-election in 2027. In return, Wike would back down. But as the dust settles, it became clear Fubara had signed away more than just his pride. He signed away his power. In Nigerian politics, the real game isn't always in the capital. It is in the local government areas. Who controls the local government controls the structure, the grassroots, the vote base, and ultimately the future. Wike understood this. So did Fubara. So when the tenure of all the elected local government chairmen expired in June of 2024, the gloves came off again. Fubara moved quickly, sacked them all, and installed appointed members to hold the office. Wike's camp called it illegal. Fubara's alliance said it was necessary. Either way, it was war. Protests broke out, tensions escalated, police officers and civilians got injured. But Fubara didn't blink. He held his ground. And for the first time in months, Fubara tested what real political power felt like. But that didn't as well even last. Just weeks after the bloodshed, the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission dropped a bombshell. Local government elections will hold on August 30th, 2025. This somehow sounds normal, right? But wrong. This election is being organized under a sole administrator appointed by the president, a move that is against the law and order of the nation. And the sole administrator went further to appoint a RESEC chairman for Rivers State, who is a non-indigent from his own state in Cross River, Michael Ode. These are not elected chairmen by the people, not transitional councils, not even caretaker committees. A sole administrator appointed by the president precedent and approved by the National Assembly, questioned by the law, no House resolution in the state, no public input, no constitutional legitimacy. In essence, an election is being prepared by unelected structure. And that's where the danger lies, because if the wrong people controls that process, the outcome is already decided.
Let it be on record that I, Senator Mohammed Ali Ndume, I'm not against the appointment of whoever you recommended, but under the current circumstance and the fact that if today you want to interview 100 or even 1,000 qualified people for this position from Rivers, you will get it to choose from. Federal character, section 14.3, reflects that. And as he rightly said, we should not, as a Senate, just approve or think that what is being done is not against the Constitution. We are supposed to be guided by more than Constitution. We are supposed to be guided by the conscience. We are the highest decision-making body in this country politically. Please, please, I beg you in the name of God.
Here's where it gets even suspicious. According to political insiders, part of the Tinubu's brokered peace deal was this: Fubara will lay low for the remainder of his 6-month suspension. In this deal, no new battles, no political movements, no loud governance, and in that vacuum, Wike would rebuild, regroup, and take the local government system. Now here's the twist: the August 30th election, forced before the 6-month suspension of Governor Fubara expires. Coincidence? Unlikely. By the time Fubara is allowed to speak again and even return to office, the local government will already be filled with Wike's loyalists. Grassroots structures will be locked, and 2027 will be decided before it even begins. It's chess, and Fubara is the piece being sacrificed. Let's be clear. This isn't just about Rivers State. This is about what Nigerian democracy is becoming when you hold elections under unelected administrators, when political peace includes silencing a sitting governor, when local government structures are hijacked before the people can speak. That's not democracy. That's dictatorship in disguise. Even more disturbing, this process is happening with barely any national outcry. The courts are quiet. The PDP is mute. The Labour Party is mute. Only selected Nigerian politicians are screaming, and the federal government watching from the sideline. If this could happen in Rivers State, it could happen anywhere in Nigeria.
And I ask again, what is the rationale behind the conduct of the local government election in a state of emergency when the both parties or all parties that was actually saying to be aggrieved have reconciled their differences? The FCT minister have reconciled his differences with the suspended governor. The State House of Assembly have reconciled their differences with the suspended governor. So what happened that Mr. President Tinubu has refused to reinstate the suspended governor for the conduct of local government election? Besides, we're also asking a question. At this point in time, what is the reason why they want to appoint a non-indigent of Rivers State to conduct local government election in Rivers State? What is the brain behind it? Mr. President must also learn to understand the Constitution and the rule of law, because we feel that the Rivers State resources will be abused. So we call that this local government election should be suspended until the suspended governor has been reinstated to conduct the election, so that Rivers State resources will not be abused. We also call on Mr. President Tinubu to understand that we are not comfortable and we do not accept a non-indigent as the chairman of RISEC to conduct local government election for Rivers State people. It is the first time in the history of Rivers State that a non-indigent will be conducting an election in Rivers State, and it's not okay with us. We are not comfortable with that idea. So we request that the suspended governor should be restarted so that people will be happy and they'll come out to vote for local government election. Because with this, I must tell you with all truth and all fairness that nobody will come out to vote for this local government election except they are going to sit at home and write result, because that's what we think. If nobody is coming out to vote, that means the RISEC is going to sit at home and they'll write result and declare what they want to declare the winner. But if they want to do the real thing, then the suspended governor is in the right position to conduct local government election.
The goal is simple: Wike's camp doesn't need to remove Fubara. They just need to neutralize him, take his lawmakers, strip his local government, lock his political options, then in 2027 present a new candidate, loyal, controllable, and ready to protect the old guard's interests. If Wike succeeds in installing his own local government chairman through this very election, Fubara becomes a governor without structure, his hands tied, his voice silenced, his second term impossible. And worst of all, the Rivers State people left with no real choice. So ask yourself, who controls RSEC in Rivers State? Who funds this election? Who selects the candidates? Who counts the votes? Because if the people do not, then what we are about to witness on August 30th isn't an election. It is a political coronation, just like in every other state in Nigeria. August 30th is more than a date. It is a test. Will Rivers State stand up for democracy, or will silence and fear win again? Will Fubara fight back, or will he become the quietest one-term governor in Nigerian history? Will the court stop this, or would they legitimize the fraud in Rivers State? Democracy is not just under threat, it is on life support. And the people, the ones who should matter most, are being pushed further and further out of the conversation. The next few weeks will decide everything for the people of Rivers State and Nigeria in general. Thank you so much for watching. This is more than a story, it is a warning. Like this video, drop a comment and share this content as well to your friends, and subscribe for more untold truths behind Nigerians' power games. This is Frank Specs. See you in the next video.